I don't know if I'm live or not, but I just saw these buttons and I'm pushing buttons right now. Yes, I am very new here. Wait, I want to see what these other buttons are. What are these buttons? Um, Chat viewing options. Okay, live chat. Wait, can you guys see these? Oh, hi Larry, bye Larry. Wait, but no, if I change, like, do you see black and white right now? Or this one, black and white? Oh, Larry is leaving us. Wow, you see the effects. Okay, check this out. I can do bubbles! Bubbles! Okay, wait. Um, what's this one? Ooh, what should we do? Dream. Wow. I like the buttons. So many buttons. This is new, you guys. I haven't seen this before. Wow. Hi, everyone. This is Dawn. Welcome to my live stream. Today, wait. um, Hi, Jessica. Kiddo. What's Kiddo's name? Wait, orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Am I... What does that do? What does this button do? What does this button do? Oh, I can start a poll. Casey! Hi, Casey. Thank you for being a fan. All right. Okay, so am I not able to do landscape? Am I locked in? Wait, am I supposed to do landscape? Right? You guys want landscape, right? How do I do this? Okay, if I do this, do you see landscape? Because my screen says orientation is locked. Rotate device back. It's all telling me. It sounds to me like it's saying, you can't change it now. You've already locked the orientation. So we're going to have to live with it this way. Is that okay? Oh, gosh. Hi, Marty. I'm messing up the live stream already. You're pushing buttons. Well, I'm getting a late start because I wanted to have this phone so that I could see comments and stuff, but then this phone wasn't connecting. I got locked out of internet access. I thought it only affected the TV, but apparently it affects other internet. So this thing wasn't able to connect to the internet, and so therefore I was trying to figure out what to do, and then I end up making my phone do a hotspot to this thing. I don't know. That's probably going to eat up my whole battery life. Oh yeah, my battery life is going to go down. All right, so it'll be short live stream. How is everybody? Let me see. Let's catch up on comments. Ben, hi Ben. First one into the live chat. Thank you for joining. My affiliate link is not working. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to have to look into that. Thank you for letting me know. Can everyone hear me okay and all that? Is this still running? Am I still live? Someone let me know. Roger says, I eat my peas with honey. I've done so all my life. Although it makes my peas taste funny, it keeps them on my knife. What? Roger? Larry says, I call my sugar candy because she makes my peanut brittle. You guys, let's see. Then we say bye to Larry. Spartacus, hi Spartacus. Yes, you're live. See the effects. Stop hitting buttons. And then Casey got here, And then Marty got here, and Jens, I don't have a translator. Do I? Can I translate this? Ooh, so Jens, I can put you in timeout. Put user in timeout. Hide user from this channel. No, I just want to copy this and all right, can someone translate, please? Um, Corn 8-bit. Hi there. Number one best mod for your EX30. Oh, God, you guys know that I hate having to choose just one thing. I can never decide, right? Um, all right. I would have to say the Grizzly fairing system, or the Grizzly fairing system, because, and I know a lot of you think that I'm crazy about this, but the when the EX30 first came out, it had that weird high speed oscillation thing. I felt it as, it like jerked me over to the side and almost sent me into a fence. Other people describe it as other things. I don't know if we're talking about the same things or what, but I know that my EX30 acted funny about wind and all that stuff. And I swear to God, I think it's because it's those slots on the side of it, on the top. So, once you cover those slots, and you don't need the Grizzly fairing system to do that. I originally did it with some foam and some duct tape. And then once I was certain in my mind for my wheel that was the case, then I went ahead and the Grizzly system covers all that, and I haven't had any problems with my X30 since, and it's been great and all that. So to me, I'm convinced that is it. But I think a wheel that I get, like a main wheel, I'd want to get a Grizzly system on it, for protection and all that, and handles, and they're able to add nice things to it, kickstand handles, protection, I don't know, some aesthetics and stuff like that. They are coming out with new things like lights that they can add and stuff like that. So they're very innovative, and love those guys. Love Grizzly. Love Clark too. Chris Clark and his wife and his daughter, they're awesome. Was able to spend some time with them at AVS. They are awesome too. So those two, it's personal preference. They have different looks to their systems, and you can't go wrong with either one of them. And to me, it's kind of a thing, it's like you get a wheel, you get a system on it, whether it be Chris Clark's or the Grizzlies. And then after that, pedals. So my favorite pedals are the Chris Clark pedals and the Adam G pedals. Adam G pedals, I like. It's the smaller size. It's indestructible. Like, I don't think anyone has been able to destroy them. And they are so strong, and they're just solid and strong. And all of those little spikes are customizable. You can just buy the spikes in whatever colors you want, or shapes and sizes and all that stuff, and put them on. The Clark pedals, the eWorks pedals, I love the curvature. I love the curvature of that. To me, that is like love, love, love. But they're longer up front. I have been scraping up front up there. You can mod that yourself. The black spikes that he puts on there, those are not removable. So if you're the type that wants to, fully be able to move those spikes however you want and change them around, not quite so easy. But you can tap into it and add your own spikes and stuff. The set screws ones are my preference, but the black ones work really well as well. All right. Mugen 3812 says, how'd you fall off the mountain? So it's so narrow, and then it was going in this, I was riding in a little ditch. And then all of a sudden the ditch ended, and it just like dead ended, and it became this, up like that. So Roger was in the ditch, and then he sees the dead end, and he just hops up it. But it was, you can see it in the video. If you watch the video, you can see it's really where, when Roger comes back for me, and then where he stops, you'll see that ditch. So I was approaching the ditch, and I saw the ditch, and Roger hops right, but he can hop like 5 feet in the air with a 120-pound wheel attached to him. So I can't do that. I could hop like an inch on my M10-4. And I'll still bonk the little thingy that I was trying to hop over. So I can't hop or shit. So anyways, I was in that ridge. Roger just hops, and he's gone. And then I was like, okay, I can't hop there, but I think I can roll off of this edge to the left and at least get on top. And I did. But I had to try super hard. So I was like, okay, I can do it. And then I used all of my strength to like roll hop like up to that upper left edge. And like, but then it was a very skinny left edge, and then I would have to immediately turn a sharp 90-degree right to get back on the trail. But I didn't. I was like, we're gonna hop. So I hopped and rolled onto the left and went straight off the mountain. You know, I can only do one thing at a time, all right? I could either like use all of my strength to hop up this big old thing and get out of the ravine, or I can turn 9 degrees to the right. I can't do both at the same time. So, and unfortunately, both was required. I did not do it, and so I went off the mountain. But it wasn't too far because my tether. So what happened was I go off the mountain. I immediately like try to jump off my wheel, like, so I'm like, and so my tether pulls the wheel, and you saw how the wheel was up above me. So the wheel lands and on its side and stops. That is the sole job of the tether, is to that one big yank, to knock it on its side. Once this wheel is on its side, it is practically inert, right? There's no catapulting, there's no tumbling, it's not going to be just moving around everywhere. No, a wheel on its side is going to be just dead weight on its side, and that is exactly what we wanted. And then, unfortunately, but the wheel fell down, but my momentum, because I'm standing, kept going forward. That's how I ended underneath, further down the mountain than my wheel. And I grabbed my wheel and I hung on to it, and that's how I didn't slide all the way down, because it was so steep, you guys. Like I was standing. I was like standing, and I couldn't get traction, so then I'm sliding, and that's why I was screaming. Like I was trying to get my foot under me, because I had this foot like up by my head, and then this foot was down here, and I was like hanging like this, and I was like this, and I was like, help. So and then when I tried to get this foot to get some grip, I was just like they're so loose. The mountain was just crumbling under me. That's why I was like, So and then I looked down, and it just looked like I was just gonna just keep sliding all the way down. And then Marty was like, there's plenty of bushes down there to catch you. I was like, oh my gosh. And then the thing, when I was stuck, it wasn't so much that I was stuck like the wheel pinned down my leg. It wasn't that. If you watch the video, you can see the wheel wasn't pinning my leg. It's just that I had one leg like up like this, and then I had this down here, and in order to get this leg down, you kind of got to do like this. But this jerky motion was going to dislodge the very tenuous hole that I had onto the side with this leg. So it was just trying to get this leg back down underneath me. And then you'll see like Roger trying to steady me. Watch how he's steadying me. That tells you how steep this was. He was steadying me because I finally got free, and I'm like up against the side of the mountain like this, and he's steadying me by pushing his hand into the shoulder, just shoving me into the cliff so that I wouldn't keep sliding down because it was so steep. It was like we were almost vertical. And then all he had to do was like shove me into the cliff to like hold me, like stop sliding down. I was like, I know. And then I think I was also sliding because the soles of my boot are pretty much, I have worn down a lot of the tread on there, so it was smooth on a lot of it because I'm scootering and I'm scraping my boots and stuff like that. So I've taken off the treads off of my boot. A lot of sections around the toe and stuff is like just completely smooth. So I had no traction, but yeah, that was a mountain story. All right, let's see. Jessica says, how are the ribs after the fall over the side? I didn't hurt my rib on the fall over the side. The fall over the side, I had no injuries. It didn't hurt at all. I was totally fine. I hurt my ribs because earlier on in that ride, I was going pretty fast. And there was a group of mountain bikers, mountain bicycles, a group of young kids on their mountain bikes. And so I see the bike and I'm like, and I move over to the right as far as I can. And he was coming down the mountain straight at me. And I move to the right and he comes at me. And he follows me to the right. So I move more towards, but these trails are so narrow. And in Roger's video, you see that section where, did we talk about, yeah, we talked about that crash. But, okay, here's the thing with me. If I fall and I scream and I whine and I'm like, like that, you know that nothing really happened. I'm fine. But if I fall and I'm dead quiet and I hide and I'm just like in a corner and I don't want to talk about it or anything like that, that's when you know that I got hurt. And so that's what happened. That guy came at me and it was fast. We were coming towards each other head on. And I moved all the way to the right as much as I could and into that little area. And you'll see it in the video. There was a little area. I dove into that area for safety. But because I dove into there, I drove the front of it's this muscle right here. And so when you hit on your shoulder, you're supposed to hit on the back of your shoulder, roll onto your back. But there wasn't enough room and time for me to complete the rotation. So I hit on this muscle, right? It's like, I know exactly which muscle it is because it freaking hurts. So this muscle hit, and then, I don't know, there's like shooting pain down here, into my chest area, and then my back rib in the same area. So these ribs, it was just I was lucky I didn't break my collarbone because that is practically the type of hit that breaks collarbones. But luckily, because you see this muscle is kind of, so how the forces, but I think how I did it, somehow the forces went here and into my ribs instead of my collarbone. So that's fine. But ribs still hurts. It was just dislocated. I managed to get it back in, but it's still bothering me. So maybe it still wants to come out, or it's just sore. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's fine and not a big deal. Cornbit says, I love my grizzly pharynx too. Yes. Mugen's just laughing at me. 3 big laughing emojis. Liv is here. Hi, Liv. Liv said the angle you were at was awkward as hell. If you'd yank your leg out, you would have rolled down the mountain. Yes, Liv, see, you get it. It was just that my leg was like up here. And so like trying to get my leg out, it's like it was jarring and I was already slipping. And so that was the only iffy part of it. So I just needed Roger to like shove me into the mountain to like hold me still so that I could get my leg free. Roger goes, she lived. Live, poor Dawn. Yes, thank you for sympathies and empathy. Mugen says, glad you're okay. Thank you, Mugen. Spartacus, that was one steep cliff. Had that happened to me, I would have needed to change my pants, ASP, for sure. Jessica, shake my head. Some kids have no idea of trail etiquette. I think that they were young. Oh my gosh. But you know what? Have you driven by a high school lately? Like, I drove by a high school once and saw kids coming out of the high school, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, these guys are like 8 years old. Like, teenagers look like they're 8 now, right? People in their 20s look like, oh God, I'm so old. But people in their 20s look like they're like 12. But so I don't know how young these kids were, but they're like young kids. I think he target fixated on me. He got confused. He target fixated on me. He got scared, whatever. Not his fault at all. I know he's just a kid and all that stuff, but I was annoyed. I was very annoyed because I got hurt, but I kept quiet. I kept my mouth shut. Roger was all like, Dawn, you're okay, right? And I was like, mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm fine. That hurt my shoulder and my rib, and I was not happy. Jay! Amazing how you take these falls in your stride. The cliff dive was a situation where your leash could have put you in more danger. Was the weight of the wheel dragging you downhill at all? No, Jay. If you look at the video, though, my wheel stopped immediately up high. So in all other cliff going off the mountain things, we know, we have so much data. What happens when you go off a mountain? The first thing that is consistent across the board, the wheel ends up at the bottom of the mountain. It will just tumble, tumble, tumble. I have seen this in real life countless of times. The wheel, for some reason, these wheels are programmed. Whenever they fall, the first thing they do is they just want to tumble down, wherever. They'll tumble down roads and smash through fences and hit cars. They will tumble down mountains until they are stopped at the bottom. They will just tumble, somersaulting everywhere they go. That is what these wheels do. So the tether, all the tether does is absolutely stops that. The second you are off that wheel, that tether yanks that wheel down and knocks it on its side. And once the wheel is on its side, you know that is not a big deal. Now, the wheel on its side, now take your tether and try to pull it. Try to pull your Master or EX30 with a tether while it's on the side. It's not easy. There is a lot of weight. There's a lot of resistance. The pedals are there. There's all these sharp angles. It's going to dig in. It's going to want to catch on this, catch on that. It is not an easy task to pull that wheel along. So that wheel was not going to. Now, the wheel was above me and it was anchored to the ground. I actually grabbed the wheel because I was the one still sliding. You watch the video, I'm still hanging onto the wheel because I knew that it was anchored, but I didn't know how securely it was anchored. So I definitely didn't want to test that. I feel like if I really wanted to, I don't think I have the strength to have one-handed and yank that wheel off of the mountain and send it tumbling again down there, in which case, if I'm still attached to it, that might be a thing. But no, it was down and it was anchored. And the Atom G, I had Atom G Pro pedals on there. That's the smallest Atom G pedals, the smallest ones because least chance of getting pedal clippings and all that. And those pedals are indestructible, and the pedal like dug into the dirt like a shovel, right? And like just dug into the dirt and making it more of an anchor. And that is where I appreciate the indestructible nature of the Atom G pedals. So the pedal, anchored into there, and that was an anchor. And I could hang on to it and keep me from sliding. So that was good. I think it was a win all around for the Tether. The only thing I would change is that now with all of this information, I don't think it takes that much force to yank the wheel onto its side. And since that is the only job of the Tether, is that one initial tug to yank it to its side, I think I want to find a better quick release. Probably just Velcro. Those little tiny, I've shown before, those little tiny strip of Velcro cable ties, and not loop it all the way around. Make it very, very easy, very simple. It just needs to be enough for one big tug and then release completely from me. I think be good. I think that would be the most ideal, because once that wheel's on its side and inert, you don't need to be attached to it anymore. And at that point, yeah, the Tether was a bother for me to try and untangle it from me and stuff. So that would be the only thing that I got to change, and I got to figure out something. Throw out ideas if you got ideas. Let's see. Liv says, you needed more leverage. Yes, I needed more leverage. And that is where Roger came into play, because now I could push against Roger and push myself back and then get my leg out. Liv says, those trails are insane. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Those trails were awesome. Marty says, don't scare people from wanting to ride with it. There's always plenty of bushes to stop the fall. And then Marty, speaking of Marty, right after my fall, Marty is like trying to shove me off the mountain again. I'm still traumatized in my head about falling off. And here he is like shoving me. You want to go up the mountain? You want to go? Like, Marty, stop. Jessica says, babies. Liv says, kids these days look like 20. Roger says, it was single track, not their fault. No room for two-way traffic. There's Roger defending other people again. Yes, yes, yes. I heard it in Roger's voice where it was almost like he was telling me to be calm because they're just kids. And I was annoyed. I was annoyed, but I listened and I kept my mouth shut. Liv says, I've had 13-year-olds sit down in my chair to get $400 hairdos. And I'm like, wow, I was lucky to get a couple blonde chunks in my hair. $400 hairdos? Okay, you guys know how long my hair is, right? How much do you think I spend in hair costs? Like nothing. I cut my ends by myself with scissors. It's like really easy. You know what you do? You just go like this, and then you go snip, snip, snip. And if I'm feeling fancy, then I'll go like this. There, done. Haircut done. Oh yeah, and then lately I've been getting the hair dye stuff from the grocery store, and I'll try to get rid of some of my grays because yeah, I'm graying up. Let's see. Liv says, and my cousin's 18-year-old niece looks older than me with all the makeup she wears. Wow. Oh, cousin's daughter. Liv, you look 12 anyways. Yes, Liv is very beautiful and young looking. Liv says, I'm almost 40. What? No way. Jessica says, and look great. Absolutely, I agree. Marty says it's not a dedicated mountain bike trail, so bicyclists don't have the right of way. Well, it doesn't matter who has the right of way. You know, smashing head on into each other is not a good idea, but you kind of figure, you know, stay to the right. Jessica, good to know that. What's your favorite trail to ride solo and group rides? You know what? I can't choose, you guys. Don't try to make me choose, but I can explain why. So, solo, I have to do solo for some of my things, because if I want to do a Strava run where I get my best times and stuff, I need to be solo. And then but the group rides, I'm not social. So my whole thing is to tend towards solo. All of the sports that I've done in the past has always been solo sports, you know, the anyways, I'm a solo person. I'm a loner. But like especially Marty's last ride, the group ride thing, I am enjoying my friends. And the last Marty ride, where I fell off the mountain and all that stuff. You know what it felt like? It felt like an adventure with a group of friends. Like we didn't know exactly what we were going to be doing and what exactly we were going to be faced with, but it was a group of us friends that, you know, have our different strengths and weaknesses, and we all like just come together, we all just tackle it all together, you know, the prison and having to deal with the prison guards, and then, you know, me falling off the cliff, and everyone was crashing here and there, and then Marty getting hurt. He was dripping blood off of his fingertips, and his hip is all busted up, and you know, it's like we're making decisions. You know what it's like? Remember the Goonies? The Goonies, you know, like you have a group of friends that you go adventuring together with, right? Stranger Things, like, you know, those movies that's always like a group of friends that go and have adventures. Like, I love that. I love the whole concept of this group of friends thing. And this whole group of friends thing is new to me. So I've never had that before. This is the first time I've had that, and I am having a blast with it. And especially this last Marty ride, I think that was our biggest adventure with a lot of like, you know, pretty big hits and stuff. So if you haven't seen that video, Roger has the whole video on his YouTube, and it is a great video. Like that one, Roger's videos sometimes are long, but that one is like so worth it. Like I think it was a little over 2 hours, so it's not like an 8 hour long video. But I think I watched the whole thing and was like loving every minute of it, because that was just a great ride and a great adventure. And Marty, where's your video on it? You took video too. And then it's fun because you watch Marty or Roger's, because Marty hasn't put out his video yet, but you watch Roger's video on it, and then you Chris Chaput. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Chaput. Okay, I said it in all the different possible ways, so I should have covered the correct way in one of them. But Chris Chaput also put out some little clips, and so it's just kind of cool. I love seeing the different perspectives, and then when these videos like intersect, and then you see like, oh yeah, that was the scene, you know, where we're talking after the prison break, and you know, here was Roger's perspective of it, now here's Chris's, and now you get to hear some other things that you didn't hear before. And I don't know, I don't know why that's fun to me, but that's really fun. And then Chris also shows some stuff that, you know, Roger didn't show, and then you kind of like put all these pieces together. I don't know, I think that's fun. Do you guys think that's fun? And then when Marty finally one of these days puts out his video on it, then we'll have the third perspective. But all right, so let's see. We use basic kayak tethers with weak carabiners. It usually snaps off my belt loop. I need a weaker carabiner. Jay says, noted. Thanks for additional explanations. One more question, if you'd be so kind. Has it ever caught in your legs on the way down in any fall? No. What and you'll see on the mountain fall video, it ended up between my legs. So you actually see that in the video. The carabiner, the tether was between my legs, which was another reason why it was a little awkward. You'll see that commonly. The tether ends up between your legs. Well, the wheels between your legs, so it, you know, it makes sense. But yeah, it's never. The tether has never. Okay, let me take a second to think before I say something big like never. Scanning through all my memories. Yeah, tether has never been a bad thing for me. Now, I have had cases where I would think and go, okay, do I want to be tethered in this situation? Yes or no? And I've had that. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm not going to put the tether on. So I've had those. But when I've had the tether on, has it ever caused any issues, made me trip and all that? Nope, has never caused any issues. Let's see. Liv, you're laughing. You're laughing that I cut my hair myself. Yes. 38. 38 is not 40. Can you please do not even say 40 when you're like 38? Oh my gosh. Be polite. Stay to the right. Common sense. Yes. Cornbit, I gotta run. Come ride with us, Portland E-Rider sometimes. Yay! Okay. Uh, um, Marty says, don't believe Dawn on group rides. Dawn is very sociable. No, I'm not. You can even see in the videos how unsocial I am. In the videos, I'm always standing off to the side. I'm by myself in that corner over there. I've fallen asleep behind that tree over there. I'm zooming away from everybody. It's like, I am not social, and it's proven in the videos. Don't believe Marty. Liv says Dawn is super sweet. Jessica, how was writing the links? Love the links. Super easy to turn that wheel. And it feels so light. That was one of the first things I noticed about it. Like lighter than my master. And then I think other people have noticed this and they have actually weighed it. And the weight is actually just like 2 pounds lighter than something else or, something similar. So it's not the actual weight of it, but it feels light, like feels easy to turn and easy to ride. So I need to ride it more. I only rode it that one time, halfway up, or did I ride it all the way up? But I only rode it that one time, but it was from all of my experience with it, it was great. Lots of torque, easy everything. I just need to spend more time with it, put my pads on it and stuff like that. But I think that is a great wheel. Roger has done a lot more riding on it and he loves it. So, and Roger has way more experience across different wheels and stuff like that. My perspective would be more like a newbie and with not as much experience across as many wheels and stuff like that. But I thought that was a really nice wheel. I liked it. Marty says, we're the Goonies. We are the Goonies. Con Artist, I just logged on. Hello, Con Artist. Welcome. Hi, champion. Did mess you writing? Do I okay, I don't understand what this means. Did mess you writing your EUC? Did I miss writing my EUC? I write all the time. Whenever I miss it. Liv says, oh, most. Wait, what does that mean? We're not the Goonies? We are the Goonies, Liv. Let's see. Con Artistic. I may have also missed it, but what's the advantage of having a tether? So I have a video describing my whole logic about having the tether and blah, 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 and how I set it up. Look for my tether video. It is not that old. If someone wants to throw a link somewhere in there for him, that would be great. But I have that video, the whole tether video. I think I have 2 of them. One is older. Ignore the older one. Go for the newer tether video. That one I explain everything. But the short story is the only job of the tether is to give the wheel one quick yank when you come off your wheel that will make the wheel land on its side. And once it is on its side, it renders that wheel inert. It is no longer a problem. It has stopped that somersaulting momentum that it has, and it always has a tendency to do and destroy things or run down the cliff. It just stops all of that. And then your wheel is just a dead weight, safe. And that's the only job of the tether. Liv, I can confirm, Dawn falls asleep when the group stops. Yep. I have to be constantly stimulated. I have to have a certain level of mind stimulation in order for me to stay awake. So yeah, if it gets too boring, the group stops, I will just fall asleep. And if the ride is too boring, I fall asleep while I'm riding my wheel. Like if we have to go 15 miles an hour for 2 hours, I will be sleeping on the wheel. And people have seen me do that. Jay says, as a guy, the leash between the leg things is a definite worry. I have mine to the side to avoid that, so I have to step over the tether every time I get off. Huh. Um, Maybe do like what I want to do, which is get a quicker release thing, something that's super quick to just like, maybe, you know what? I'm even thinking maybe just have the Velcro like this. So you can have Velcro just like this, and that way it is very easy to just tear the Velcro off like this. But the horizontal tear strength of Velcro is very strong, but it can still pull away like that. So it would still be an emergency pull off, but it is also super easy to release it, pulling it off this way, and that would be like super quick. It'd just be like pull this off and then the tether comes right off, like that. I might do something like that actually. That is one of the quickest, easiest, no least chance of fail type of quick release that there is. What's the scariest crash I've had? On the EUC, the cutout crashes. The cutout crashes are the scariest because the whole premise of us riding is trusting the wheel. Trusting that when you slam down and you're leaning forward and you're pushing and you're going faster and faster and faster, that wheel is under you and it's going to be there, and you can push against it, you can lean against it, and you can go faster. And then all of a sudden it gives out from under you, and that's like a whole trust exercise, right? You're like, you got me, yeah, 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 and all of a sudden the wheel just drops out from under you, and you're like, whoa, and then it basically is gonna just make you face plant at 55 miles an hour into the asphalt, and then you're both tumbling. So you're going fast, and then you're going to face plant in front of your wheel, which means that the wheel is then going to run over you again and smash you up while you're both tumbling at speed. And at that speed, you'll be sliding quite a bit, so there's quite a bit of road rash. And then you get back on your wheel. Now you don't trust your wheel so much because now you have that. And it's that sensation. It's that sensation of all of a sudden, you're pushing, and it feels good, right? It feels good to like being able to push against it and like lean further and further and further into it. And all of a sudden it just drops out from under you, and your stomach just kind of goes, ooh. You're like, but if you're super quick and super good, can you hear that? Okay, it stopped. I just wanted to see how long it was going to sing for. That is my Makita battery charger, and I just got it. It's an aftermarket one, and this one sings when it's done charging the battery. That was a whole song it sang. Did you hear that? But anyways, so yeah, it drops out from under you, and if you're super quick and super good, what you do when you feel that drop, you immediately throw your weight all the way back, and pull that wheel back up. And if you're lucky, that is how you recover from a severe dip. So that is, Roger has a severe dip video where his EX30 dipped on him, and that was caught on film, and it dips and he catches it. in the AVS races, when everyone was dipping, you'll see, Roger's really good at it. So you'll see a lot of people had these dips, and a lot of them resulted in a cutout crash. But if you watch Roger, he's really good at showing how to recover. And you see him jerk himself back up, and he jerks the wheel back up, and then the wheel, recovers, and then it keeps going again. But that feeling sucks. I've recovered some that are really scary, and I hate that feeling. That's the yuckiest feeling in the world, because it's a whole trust thing. Let's see. Wait, why did con artist retract all his messages? What happened? What did he say? And then people are meowing and roaring. Con artistic. My first post meant to ask if you were going to ride now live, or did I miss it? I'm not going to ride live. How am I supposed to ride live? Like, what? No, I'm not riding. Sorry. Do people ride live? Is that a thing? Can I do that? Okay, maybe I'll try that next time. But I don't know what. Okay, I'll have to think about this. Let's see. Squad, hey, how are you? Oh, shush, you kids. Look. Okay, what else? Con artistic. Liv says you have an Insta360. Yes, I do. I have the Insta360 1X2. Is that what it is? I think it's a 1X2. Let's see. Con artistic. Also, one of your videos you talked about being nervous or anxious on intersections when you were learning, while everyone watching is waiting for you to fail. I can relate. Yes. Social anxiety and the whole mounting thing, and everyone making fun of you and thinking that you're gonna fail, and so you do. Yeah, that is always a thing with me. Jessica, yes, I ride live on TikTok all the time. Yeah? Why? Do people want to watch me ride live? But then, am I holding my phone to look at comments and responding to comments? Like, where do you want to go? Where are we riding to? What? Insta360 should be able to stream live via app. You can stream from the 360 to Facebook and YouTube. This is so complicated. Okay, but my question is why? Why would I do that? Why? I don't understand. Because then you got the wind noise, and then I got my helmet on, and then it's like, I got to listen for my wheel beeps. Am I going fast? Am I going somewhere? Or am I doing a donut run? I mean, I don't understand what this is. Don't reply comments, just ride the view. To show the view. Who looks at views? What? I rarely look at the view when I'm riding. Marty says, don't reinforce the stereotype of my slow rides. We never go 15 miles an hour for two hours. Liv says, I hear you're getting faster, Marty. Okay, let me tell you something about Marty. This last ride that we did, Marty posts this up, and he's all like, okay, I'm going to do GMR tomorrow or something. I don't know. Did we even have a lot of notice about this? But all I read was GMR ride. And I'm like, I'm in, because I love GMR, and I love Marty. So Marty wants to go to GMR? Sure, I'm in. Let's do it, right? I didn't read all the details. I didn't read about how it was going to be an off-road ride, that this wasn't my typical GMR ride or our typical GMR ride in any of its forms that we've ever done. That this was going to be mostly off-roading. These were going to be off-roads that we've not taken before, that Marty hasn't gone on in 4 years. And the last time he went was 4 years ago, and because of a prison that we have to break through and all this stuff. So I didn't really get all those details. So anyways, we go to the ride, and then he's like, okay, we're going to start on this section. I remember that's one section that I've never gone to before. That was a section that he challenged Roger to do on the A2 when the A2 first came out or something like that, right? And then Roger also did it on an M10-4 or something. But of course, Roger's able to ride anything anywhere. So he made it look all easy. But that was also the time when I was just there following for whatever reason, I was bored, and I wasn't even supposed to be there or I had no job whatsoever. Marty was filming Roger doing this thing, right? And I was just going, and I pedal clipped, and I fell really hard on my hip, and I smashed my phone to smithereens. The front of the phone, iPhone, no, but expensive. Smashed the front, smashed the back. It's all smashed up. Demolished my phone, and it was very bad. So never tried that trail at all. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh yeah, we're going to go on this trail, and we're taking that trail. Oh yeah, the trail that the one time I got 5 feet into that trail before the actual trail started, and I like completely smashed my phone and got a really sore and bruised hip from it. Oh, okay, yay. So we're going along on this trail, and it is hard. Like, I thought that I had been improving. I had been doing some more Anaheim Hills, attempting Black Diamond trails, parts of some double Black Diamond stuff. I was able to do drops and some little jumps, and I thought, yeah, I'm getting to be a better rider, right? And this is a Marty ride. How hard can it be, right? It should be a piece of cake. Oh my gosh, what the hell? So we're going, and here's the thing. This trail was extremely steep and loose. Everything was loose. So now you're leaning so hard, going uphill, really steep. You're pushing with all your might. But as you're pushing forward, you're losing traction and your wheel's slipping. And when it's slipping, it's slipping to the left or right. You have to catch that balance. And there it is riddled with rocks and ravines everywhere. So now you are you're trying to lean. You're going 2 miles an hour because it's just slow going up this steep thing. You're slipping and sliding. Now you're hitting rocks. You're hitting ravines and da 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 da. It was a whole different set of skills to be doing that slowly. And then I couldn't get the speed. I rely on speed, and I couldn't get the speed because it was so steep and so slippery. So anytime I try to push harder, I just spin out. And then I spin out, and then I felt like the wheel wanted to drop me. So then it's like, okay, so I can't push too hard, but I can't push and then I'm going 2 miles an hour, and I don't know, it was hard. And then I'm like cussing because I'm like, how is this a Marty ride? What the is going on here? It's like, this was supposed to be an easy Sunday ride. It was quick and easy, in and out, this sort of thing. And so, yeah, and Marty has been getting faster. So, yeah, we can't say Marty ride anymore and have it mean that it's a slow, easy ride. Now it's like, okay, it's a Marty ride. What is going to happen here? It can be anywhere from going 35 miles an hour on the road, ish, and exploring. Marty likes to explore new places. And these exploration rides are anything can happen. So like on that ride, I got cold. I didn't think. It was lucky that I packed my jacket. The one jacket, I didn't pack a lot of warm stuff, and I should have. I was freezing cold by the end of it. But, those are the things that you got to do with a Marty ride. If especially an exploratory ride, pack the flashlight, pack the warm stuff, pack the emergency stuff, pack the first aid kit. It's like, so yeah, the whole Marty is definitely has a much broader definition for Marty ride. Let's see. Depends on the view. Must be all that riding with Roger and Dawn. Yes, Roger makes people go faster. When we live 100 mile plus away, we want SoCal views. Okay, I'll start showing some views. I don't really get the appeal of views, but you know, I guess I'm spoiled. I see them. Okay. Why are people retracting their messages? Jay just retracted messages. What does that mean? What did you retract? Con artistic. It looks dope and memorizing when you ride. Built like a superhero with gear. I sold people on use by sharing your EUC riding videos. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Con artistic. Jay, I live in the UK where it's all rain all the time. Nothing better when rained off wheeling than to watch you guys do your epic sunny mountain rides. Um, Dawn rides in the mountains. No cell phone coverage. I know. That's the thing. We can't do a lot of live stuff up there in the mountains. No cell phone coverage. So, but next time I go up in the mountains, if I'm doing a slower ride, then I'll show more of the view instead. That's a good idea. Marty wanted me to do it on the Commander Mini. Roger can do anything on any wheel. That's the only thing, you know, it's like, oh yeah, Roger's going to be testing out this wheel on this thing. Can it do it? It's like, oh yeah, that wheel can totally do it. The A2 does it. Does that mean we can do it? No. But I guess it's good to know that the A2 can do it. Oh my gosh. Having done that trail now on my master, I'm like, oh my gosh. Roger did this on his. Roger, didn't you do it on an M10? On an M10 something too? The M10-4 did it as well or something? Well, the A2 is basically a taller M10-4 anyways. But let's see. Cell phone booster in a backpack. Con Artistic sent me $2 because you're humble and inspiring. Thank you so much, Con Artistic. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yay, I think you are my first. Is this a super thank you? Or super thanks or something like that? I've heard of this before. I've never gotten one before. So you are my first super thanks. And I super thank you for that. Yay. I retract my previous messages because I kept not making sense with my wording. Oh, okay. So Roger says A2. A2 only? Why am I thinking M10 that you did it on an M10 other than that the A2 is just a taller M10-4? So, you know, a lot, I've been hearing lately people saying that the M10-4 is not so great because maybe because for the taller people. I don't know. Marty, you're pretty tall. You've never complained about the M10-4 not being comfortable, right? But you didn't like the A2. I don't know. You speak up. You say what it is. But I'm thinking that if you are of the thought that you don't like the M10-4 because you feel like it's too little or too short or whatever, the A2 is basically an M10, a tall M10-4. So, you know, you might like that one instead. Super chat. Okay. M10-4 is perfect for kids, but you can call it a super thank you. I'm making up my own things. I knew it was a super something, but yeah, super thank you. Let's do it on an M10. Yeah, you can do it on an M10. Just not the most stable for adults. I have been riding my M10-4 everywhere in my backyard. So I have my M10-3 in my car always. And that is my wheel for parking lot stuff and zipping around to get from point A to point B from my car to somewhere because I'm not going to be walking like a peasant. But my M10-4 is the one that is outfitted with some pads and stuff. And that is what I wheel from my RV to the house. And I'm on half an acre. And so I am riding my M10-4. I've been riding my M10-4 every day now for the past, how long have I had my RV now? A month or two? But basically back and forth. And if you guys have not seen my video on M10-4 training with Lacey is our chocolate lab dog. You got to watch that video. I thought it was super fun and cute. But basically, what happens is on my little half-acre property, this backyard, then I have sand, I have mulch, I have hard-packed dirt, I have rocks sticking out here, I have little curbs here, I have a really messy, like, sorry, excuse the mess, my really messy back patio area where I got to kind of maneuver and not hit things and stuff like that. So it's basically like a little obstacle course. And then I chase Lacey around and she loves it. So she zooms around, and Lacey will jump on me because she is really ADD and really psycho. She's a really psycho lab. She's like super hyper, and you'll see it on the video, but she'll jump on me. Now, I had a video that I posted before where she jumped on me and she knocked me off my wheel, and then I was playing, but I was laying on the ground and I showed my ankle and I said, "Oh, look, I got Marty'd," because that was when Marty broke his ankle after he fell off the A2. I'm sorry, Marty. Was it too soon? Too soon? Too soon? Sorry. I think we're able to joke about that now. But anyways, so there was that time. Then the other day, Lacey full-blown jumped on me while I was on my M10-4, and I caught her and shoved her back down. And I didn't come off my wheel. So, like, these things is what, like, teaches you more skills. Just, like, messing around, you know, like, tootling around and, I don't know, just, like, weird, unexpected, and just that is stuff that builds and consistency, you know, and stuff like that. So anyways, I was like super shocked when she did that and I didn't fall over, and I was able to throw her legs back down off of me, and then she'll come and she'll bite at my legs and she'll like grab my pants and try to yank me and stuff. And now I'm able to handle those to an extent. What Roger likes to do on a lot of our group rides in, you know, the parking lot shenanigans that the guys do, then they'll do the thing where two people, each person on a wheel, and then you go at each other and you wrestle each other and see who can push the other off of the wheel. Kind of cavemanish, I think, but it does teach skills, right? To be able to, like, you know, push and while you're on the wheel and stuff, teaches skills. That's good skills. And Roger is really good at it. So, yeah, I'm doing that, but with my dog. All right. Let's see. Willing to try it at least once. Walking is for peasants. Yes. I should get a tiny wheel. Tiny wheels are the best wheels. Everyone should have a tiny wheel. They are squirrely. You're going to get the little shimmies or wiggles and speed wobbles. And, you know, it's like, there's that whole thing going on. It's weird because you can't grab. There's nothing to grab onto with your legs. So all of a sudden, it's your foot and your ankle doing a lot of the work. But these things are just showing you that these are where your muscles have not developed yet, right? Or your skills haven't developed yet. But being able to swivel on the little wheels, now I can do that on my big wheel. Being able to go really slow speeds and then do a little hop, now I can do that on my big wheel. The skills transfer over. Yeah, when you get to the big wheel, it's harder because the big wheel is heavier. And so it's going to take even more muscle. But the point is, it's the little wheel is starting to teach your body that and getting the muscles going in that direction and your mind going in that direction. And then when you transition to your big wheel, it transfers over and you just need to practice more on that. So I'm giving so much credit to my little M10-4 training that I've been doing over here. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Squall says my small wheel is the EXN. The days when I used to think the EXN was heavy, right? Remember when we thought that the Sherman was heavy? Remember when everyone was saying how big and heavy the Sherman was, and how there's no way you can have a Sherman as a first wheel. That thing is so big and heavy and blah, 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 and all that. Now look, the Sherman is like an M10-4. Okay. Marty says it's impossible for Roger to do that climb on the M10-3 or 4. Marty, one, you just challenged Roger, and two, nothing is impossible in the hands of Roger, and three, the A2 is just a glorified M10-4. So how can you say that it's impossible? Nah, I think Marty just wants to make another video. But if I know Roger, if he sees that challenge, he'll be more than happy to prove you wrong. So that sounds like a fun video coming up. Let's see. Liv says, I just enjoy sidewalk hustling and twirling, and it's best on smaller wheels. I can't twirl, and it's okay. My balance has greatly improved since learning to ride. I no longer run into door frames. I still run into door frames. But Liv, how long have you been riding before you were able to stop running into door frames? I mean, I'm still a newbie, right? I haven't even been riding 2 years yet. So one day I might be able to stop running into door frames and being so clumsy. Squallheart says, want to learn to ride backwards eventually. I can help with that. Did you see my video on how to ride backwards? And during the Marty tour, there was a guy, oh God, I don't remember his name now. He was like, I just want to learn how to ride backwards. I was like, really? I was like, I think I can help you with that. 15 minutes with me. I got him riding backwards, and riding backwards well. So watch my video on how to ride backwards, and I can help. I think the thing is, you know how I break things down to the bare stuff, and I can explain things in a way that the simplest person can understand them. You know why I'm able to do that? Because I am the simplest person there is. So in order for me to understand something, I would have had to convert that into the simplest terms that my brain can understand. And that is why I can then pass it on to anybody else. So if I can do it, it means anyone can do it. Let's see. Marty, I have 2 M10-3s and an M10-4. Love them. How tall you are should be irrelevant. I don't know. It just seems like Larry is having a hard time with his M10-4. Chris Torina sold his M10-4 and got a bigger wheel instead because he said that that was more comfortable. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding all that, or there's more to the story and all that, but it just seems like some people, the M10-4 just isn't their thing. And in which case, if it's the size, then that's why I'm saying the A2 is just a bigger M10-4. Liv says, my ankles are too weak for the M10-4. Come on, you do twirlies. I don't want to pull a Marty, as Dawn would say. Squallheart, I'm so squirrely on the M10-4, but that just means that you'll improve, and that's a good thing. It did teach me how to go backwards, but only on the M10-4. That's where I am at still, but Con Artistic, regarding walking for peasants, I start thinking that about people on scooters too. EUC gives you an ego. I don't know if it's an ego. I don't have an ego. I just don't like walking or scootering, I guess. I even made some stickers that said it. Jessica, hi from KC. Hi, KC. Scooters are fast go. Scooters are so unstable. Yeah. Most are still peasants, slow rentals. We saw a couple people on those slow rentals, and they were just in the parking lot structure with us, and the scooter kept saying something like, "Stay away from the sidewalk. Stay away from the sidewalk." And there's like no sidewalks around. It was like, why are these scooters talking? They're talking and beeping, and I don't know. They were weird. To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm 2.5 inches. Hugs, ripped door frames. Maybe like a year or so, and I started to realize I was less clumsy. Oh God, I'm like almost 2 years in, and I'm still clumsy. Um, Squall Heart, sounds like I need to come back down to SoCal again eventually. Of course! Come on down to SoCal. We have the most fun here. I mean, just ask Cobra. Cobra came down and Cobra did not understand. So all of you guys that don't understand what I'm talking about when I say it's not about the speed, it's about the flow and stuff. So Cobra didn't understand either when I was talking about that. And then his own words, after the GMR ride that we took him on, he says now he gets it. Now he understands what it is. So I'm more than happy to share that magic with all of y'all. Omadel, hello, Omadel here. Love you. Thank you. Love you too. Liv says some people get the M10-4, some don't. Nick rides seated. He's 5'10" and 240 pounds. On the M10-4? Are you saying that Nick rides the M10-4 seated? Because, I mean, I can do that. I have done that, but that's still very, very squatty. Let's see. Have you seen the video with the pattern recovery from fall? Incredible how powerful is Leaperkin wheels. The patent recovery from fall. Huh. No, I didn't see it. Oh, 2.5 years in. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm almost there then. I'm not quite 2 years in yet, so Liv can confirm night riders are most fun. Yes, but don't expect a lot of riding on the night rides. Can I say that? I mean, it's true. Night rider rides are very fun. There will be some fast sections, but it is a lot more about socializing and stuff rather than the ride. If you want to ride, then come with me to GMR because that's all we'll be doing. It'll be like 2-point socialization, and then the rest of it is just ride, and super fast, and ride, and zoom, and like, yay! Squall Heart, I was too busy with Disney things last month. I know! I invited you. I was like, okay, you know what? GMR. It's like, you know what? We can do GMR. We can do Fullerton. We can do this. And then what's he like? He's like, nope, too busy. Nope, nope, don't want to ride with you. Yep, I see how it is. Let's see. Oh, whoa. Oh, Liv, you sent me a link. Can I push that button right now? Oh, there's video. I'll have to watch that. Squall Jesse Pevra rides in are great though. Can't deny that. Definitely spent more time hanging. Okay, so I spent this whole time just answering questions, and I didn't even talk about anything. But that's good, right? Is this fun? Is this good? Squall sorry, I was with friends. I even brought my wheel down. Yeah, you were with friends. What am I? Chopped liver? No, you'll have to come down again when we can actually like ride and do stuff. I do want to do. I will be open to meeting people and rides and stuff. I think that will be on my list, on my list for next year. Live. Wow, no love for Don. I know, right? Like he totally denied me. He totally crushed my hopes and my spirit. And like I invited him, and he was like, "No." I just like flicked me like a little bug. The pa, the pa. It's like, all right, so we are getting close to the end of this year. I don't know. Maybe I'm too soon on saying that. It's only kind of the start of December after all. But uh, yeah, we're winding down now. What have I done this year with EUCs? Um, I have improved. I started doing more dirt stuff. I can now do Anaheim Hills a little bit. Although doing Anaheim Hills raised my confidence level up a little bit. And then the last Marty ride at GMR, the prison break, like completely dropped my confidence down, back down again, going off the cliff. So, so there's that. Talked about the M104, my EX30. I love my EX30. That's my wheel of choice. Love the Lynx. 16-inch wheels. You guys stop saying my name in the same sentence as a 16-inch wheels. I hate 16-inch wheels. Now, that is not to say that the 16-inch wheels are great wheels. They absolutely are. I think all of the 16, those latest ones, what Extreme Patent, and what is the other one? Oh God, I can't even think. I can't think. I totally forgot what the other one was. But you know, they're great. They're great, right? Wonderful, awesome. Have all the fun in the world with them. I just don't want a 16-inch wheel. I don't like it. Mini, the Commander Mini, yes. Um, Clark Pedals, come visit me, Dawn. Yes. Okay. So maybe next year. Okay, I got to see what's going on with the divorce. That is the thing. So the big thing that happened this year was the divorce, and that's why I have this RV. This RV is my safe zone. But it's like now there's still things going on with the divorce, and it'll go on into next year. Unless if, God, I think it's going to go on into next year just because things are difficult. So there is that whole thing. But this year was the year of the rabbit. Next year is going to be the year of the dragon. But in Chinese zodiac, we don't go by the calendar year, we go by the lunar cycle year. So I don't remember the date, but I think it's I don't know, so we can look it up. February, usually it's late January or early February is when the Chinese New Year starts, and then it'll be the year of the dragon. So that should be good. Lots of new adventures and stuff like that. So this year was a lot of, for me, introspection, closing down one huge chapter of my life and opening up another one and finding myself and remembering who I was, trying to figure out who I want to be, and like figuring out how to get there and all that stuff, in addition to the real life physical things and what my means are now and stuff like that. So next year, I think I will be more established. I now know better who I want to be. I know now better who I am. I am going to fight back and fight hard on anything that is going to define my worth. I lost all of my worth. I didn't have a lot to begin with. I had an abused childhood and a rough early life and stuff. And then, and then like, yeah, I lost what little I had of worth. And so this year was kind of trying to find it again and going, okay, enough of that. I do have a worth, and I am going to define that for myself. That tied into the racing thing a little bit, where I was thinking, like, I started thinking when I was trying to decide if I was going to race or not. One of the things that happened was I was thinking in terms of, like, well, so many people want me to race because they're like, oh, Dawn, you're so fast, you can win, right? So you should race and, show people how fast you are, something like that, right? And then my own fears of, well, I'm not really that fast, and if I am fast, it's little spurts here and there just because I was happy and forgot myself, and it just happened by accident. And so the question, I'm sorry, I don't speak as eloquently when it comes to feelings. So so then it became where I caught myself feeling this way. If I win the race, people will love me more. If I lose the race, people won't like me as much. People won't love me anymore. Right? You know what I'm saying. If you succeed, if you do well, you will get the approval of others, you will gain people's love and admiration and all that. If you fail, whatever it is, then you will lose their love and admiration. So I caught myself thinking that way. And that's tied into this whole self-worth thing. And that was when I was like, no, we're not doing that. My worth is not going to be tied into how I have to prove myself to gain other people's approval that would make me feel worthwhile. I will have my own worth. And that is when I decided not to race. Just completely remove myself from that situation. And then I don't have to worry about it. And then that was when, and if you watch my I do a bigger in-depth breakdown of some of the thoughts that I went through in that racing video. So if you're interested in that intro that type of introspection type thing, then watch the racing video. That's the one where I did something like my thoughts and history on racing or something like that. But then I was like, no, you know what? What would be even better is if I go to the race and I race, but I follow my own heart and my own agenda. I am not, what do I want to race to win? No, but I want to race to better myself, to improve my skills, to regain control that I have lost, and to prove that I can go into it not to win, not to lose, but to do what I set out to do. And I did that. And I was going to do that and be okay with whatever results came from it. Not the race results, but the results of what people, right, the community ends up thinking about me, So I did my race. I did it the way I wanted to do it, which was not to endanger anyone, not to push too hard, not to put myself into any danger or anyone else in any danger, and just to have fun and keep it lighthearted and, chill. And I did that. And then if people are going to then say that, oh, well, see, Dawn isn't shit. She didn't even win or whatever. Then I was going to be fine with that, and it wasn't going to hurt my feelings, and I wasn't going to let any of that diminish what I have to know what my self-worth is. So that it's all a work in progress, right? So trying to work on that. But going into next year, hopefully I will have that more reinforced into me, and we will go into next year with more bravery, more courage, and more able to put ourselves out there and just do things that are fun and keeping it safe and fun and with love, everything with love. All right. So let's see. The mini Don, yes, thank you. Omadel says, do you still ride motorcycles? I do not. I do not have a working bike right now. I was hoping to get my R1 fixed up, and for a short time you saw me putting up videos on when I was rebuilding the carbs on my R1. I rebuilt the carbs twice now, but there is an oil leak in the head. So it could be the pistons, it could be a blown head gasket, it could be, whatever it is, it's something serious. So then I am faced with spend the money to get my 99R1 back up and running. Because in order to fix that, it would be deep engine work. And so spend the money to fix that, or trash it, forget about motorcycles, or get a new bike. And right now, my situation is more like, where will I be living in the next few months? So that was going to take a little bit of a precedence over other things. I want another 24-inch wheel. 20, I like the 20-inch. Love my Mini, definitely not the best at over 40 miles an hour. And yeah, I like the faster stuff. So maybe that's why I don't like the 16. 16-inch is just squirrely to me. Con Artistic, shout out from New York City. Usually a 2-year shindig. I was wondering about the RV divorce. Yes, someone fucked up. New York riders are apparently the crazy ones, best traffic dodgers. Cali riders are faster. They have more space to cut loose. Better chapters, yes. Something wrong with fingers, I can't type. Having been in both places, this is my observation. Omadel, why would you try to marry again soon? Sorry, hardcore. I'm not trying to marry. What the hell? I'm not trying to marry him. What? No, absolutely not. I don't think anyone should try to marry so soon after divorce. What did I say that would make you think that I'm trying to marry again? Well, results from the recent EUC races usually trend in that direction. Just saying. Wait, Squallhard, what are you talking about? What results in trend in what direction? Brave Dave, you're doing fine, thank you. Squallheart, we love you regardless. Oh, we're cheering you on from the beginning to have fun. Yes. Who cares what people say? Just do what you want, have fun. Love to see a video of you riding motorcycles again. Zeke, greetings from Sweden. Squallheart, Dawn is married to her wheels now. Who is truth be told? You just stopped me in my tracks. Okay, I'm waiting to hear who is truth be told. And what do you know about me? I shall, like, okay. My brain is spinning on truth be told. Tell me who you are and I will answer your question. How do you know that name? How do you know this? Sketchulator. Do you still have Lasser? That's how I discovered your channel. I hope he's doing well. Yes, Lasser is right there. He is in his pen right there. And he actually tried to come into the RV the other day. And I was like, no, Lasser, you won't fit. So I should do some more videos with him. Lasser actually is very familiar with the M104 because I'm riding it all around and all over the place. I just have to make sure that he doesn't he doesn't knock me off of the M104. Um, yes, he's doing very well and he is enjoying retirement. And he went through a big thing where he decided that he didn't want to race anymore. And I know that when we were racing, we did endurance racing. So for those of you that don't know, Lasser is my horse. He's a big thoroughbred and off the track thoroughbred, and we did endurance racing. So 25, 50-mile races, and we were fast. Everyone knew it. We would come to a race and then people would go, oh, great, there goes first place. All right, so let's reorder everything. Jen, you'll be taking second place. You'll be taking third and stuff like that. That's how it went. We were fast, but it got to the point where people were like, you're pushing that horse. No horse should be doing that distance. That distance at that speed. You must be pushing him too hard. You must be forcing him. You must be abusing him, or you must be drugging him, or you must be. It's like all of these excuses on how we could be so fast over such big distances. And it wasn't any of that. It wasn't any of that. It was simply that I have a huge, crazy horse that matches my energy, or I match his energy. We are like this. He is me in horse form, and he just loves to run and run forever and ever and ever, and he doesn't want to stop. And that's why I chose endurance. It was basically me looking at my horse going, I don't want to force you to do what you don't want to do. I understand that you don't want to race anymore. He was born to be a racehorse, but he didn't want to do that. So I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? And he's basically like, I just want to run unhindered forever. So I'm like, okay, let's try 25 miles. Smashed it. All right, let's try 50 miles. Smashed it. Right? So then, but I said, one day, I said, I'm only doing this because he wants to do it. And one day, if he wants to stop, we will stop. I have no ego and I have no desire to race. That's people keep thinking that I'm the one that's the adrenaline junkie, that I'm the one that wants to race, that I'm the one that wants to win and will do anything to win. I'm not. Over and over again, I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I just want to stay in bed and cuddle. It's like, it's like I'm not. So the day came that Lasser said he didn't want to race anymore. He didn't want to go out and run around. He was happy. He was content. He found peace, and he wants to just chill and hang out at home. And I was like, done. So that's what's going on. And he is enjoying retirement. And I can't tell that story to a lot of horse people because in the horse world, there is a belief that horses are meant to serve us. Horses exist for us to ride them. Why would you have a horse if you're not going to ride him? Why would you spend all that money, feeding a horse that you can't ride or you're not going to ride or whatever? And to me, I'm like, his value is not in what races he wins. His value is not in how fast he can run. His value is not in whether or not I ride him. He has value and worth all in his own just being him, and I will defend his right to be that. And I think to a lot of horse people that would sound crazy. But to me, I've gotten to the point where I am going to defend my own honor and worth. And damn it, I'm going to defend the honor of my horse and anyone else along with it, right? It's like, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. Don't make anybody feel like you owe them anything. You can be loved just by being you. And I defend my daughter that way as well. It's like, you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to, this, nothing. You are worth it all on your own. Already you are good enough. You're more than good enough. You're like everything and you're perfect. And this world, the purpose is to find love and happiness and be good. And that's all you have to worry about. You know, you don't have to worry about proving yourself to anyone. So that's my whole thing. Let's see. Truth be told is not answering. Truth be told, if you want me to answer that question, you need to tell me who you are or tell me something. How do you know that name? Let's see. Stealth, the truth people really investigated you. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Nobody knows that. I don't think anybody knows that in the EUC world. This is some next level creepiness. Oh, Medell, truth be told, reveal yourself. What is this? Okay, so I have no secrets. I shall answer this question. Well, let me review all of this. This is kind of personal. But I can cut out a lot of the personal part of it. I can cut out the traumatic part of it. I can cut out this and this, and I can make the story pretty just factual and tame and PG. Roger says, didn't you tell the story of your name in past live streams? I must have missed it. What do you have? Well, the thing about it, okay, Roger, the thing about Truth Be Told is he actually spelled out my Chinese name. And that's not, even if I had mentioned the story, and I wouldn't have mentioned it to any of the really personal level on a live stream. He spelled out my Chinese name. And even if I was to say my Chinese name to you, Shaolu, would you know how to spell that out? I don't think so. And I haven't even spelled out my Chinese name in English in years and decades. So that's why I wonder. What if they're Chinese? You know, Roger is always like, always playing. Are you just playing devil's advocate? You're always like defending these people. Who is truth be told? Let's see, Squall Heart. Share what you feel comfortable with. Well, it's a fair question. It's a fair question. It's fine. I can explain my name. That's not a problem. It was just interesting that he spelled out my Chinese name in English. So, I mean, truth be told, if you feel like I'm attacking you, I'm certainly not. I'm just like, it just really caught me off guard. If it was a guess that you guessed that that's how I would spell it, I mean, that is amazingly accurate guess. Is like, I just don't think that a person could hear Shaolu and spell that out in English. What's wrong? Pings and lags, and is video lagged out? Oh no. Weren't you on a TV show? Maybe he got it from there. No, I did not talk about that on TV. And yes, I was on. Video lagging. Should I wait? Should I push a button? Should I push more buttons? what button do I push to fix this lag thing? I am running out of battery though. I can see it on my phone over there. All right, so it is a fair question because I have gotten it so many times that people don't think that Dawn Champion is my real name. They think that I have such a big ego that I chose the name Dawn Champion. This I did say in live stream before. I remember saying this in live stream. So Dawn Champion is absolutely my name. I did not go around going, oh, I'm a champion. I'm going to, I will call myself the champion. I did not do that. So, so what happened is, when I ended up having two first names. My when I was born, I was supposed to have been a boy, which might explain why I do a lot of boy things. Maybe I spent my whole life trying to prove that I could have been a good boy, and people didn't have to punish me for not being born a boy. But I was supposed to be a boy when I was born, and so I was given a boy's name, and my boy name in Chinese was Guanglu, which means the Dawn's first champion. So, these Chinese names have like whole meaning behind it, a whole phrase, and it's the Dawn's champion. Like you envision like the dawn rising and there's a champion standing there at the top of the mountain holding his flag of victory, and that's the Dawn's champion. It's a very Guanlu, it's a very masculine, very strong, very like, yeah, that name. Well, I appeared into the world and I'm surprised a girl. So that name wasn't going to work for me. So then I got a female name, and that is Shaolu, which is, you can even hear it. It's Shaolu. It's very soft. It's a female, and it means the serenity of dawn. That means, so when the dawn, the sun rises, the serenity of dawn. So then that was my name. And then when I came here to the States, and then when I turned 18 and stuff like that, then I was like, I hate it when people pronounce my name, my Chinese name, incorrectly. Like it gets under my skin. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Either say my name correctly or don't say it at all. But I can't blame Americans for not being able to say my Chinese name and all that stuff, right? So instead, I translated my name. So basically, who am I? I am the combination of the name my father gave me when he hoped that I was a boy. So it was a boy's name, but I am a combination of my father and my mother. And there's importance and power in names, right? You name your child, and in that name kind of imbues or infuses a sort of hope and expectations of that child growing up. So my father's hope and expectations was that I'd be the Dawn's champion. The hope and expectations or whatever, or what my mom saw or hoped or felt in me was that I was the serenity of dawn. So in American names, you have a first, middle, and a last name format. So the two common factors between my two names is dawn. And then there was the serenity and there was the champion. So had my name translated into English to Dawn Serena Champion. So it is simply the combination of what my father and my mother thought. All right. Roger says, no lag here, no buttons. What? You don't want me to push the buttons? It's okay now, champion. Con artist, logging off. Donna, it was nice hearing your responses. FYI, my brother shared your video with me. I'll tell him I spoke with you today. He'll be jealous. Bye, everyone. Bye, con artist. Thank you so much, and thank you for the super. Thank you. Roger EUC. My real name is Roger Charger. Then you be Don Champion. Middle name Faz. Roger. Pretty meaning. Austin Power Van Vibes background. Oh, behave. What? Squallheart, I really appreciate the share. Beautiful story. Thank you. So yes, if people go around saying that Don Champion is not my name, it absolutely is my real and legal name. All right, so are we done talking? Did I even say anything in this live stream other than answer questions? And we still don't know who Truth Be Told is, huh? And how did they block my, you know how he says Don Champion and he had it all blocked out and stuff? How did he do that? What else do I want to talk about? Next year is the year of the dragon. Hope everyone has great holidays and going into the new year. What are your hopes and dreams? Are you hoping for these new, bigger, better, faster wheels to be going 90 miles an hour? I am telling you guys, mid 50 mile an hour crash, the gear that we are wearing now, it will exceed the capabilities of those. We start going much faster and we are going to be needing better gear. Now I'm talking about full-blown motorcycle leathers. Leather is king for sliding. And if you're going to be going that fast and you go down, you will be sliding. And leather is the only thing that can hold up to that. So do we want to be wearing full leathers on EUCs? I don't. I really don't. I have leathers, so I can. If I am going to be testing a wheel and you're expecting me to test it at 70 miles an hour plus, I will have to be wearing my full leathers to do that. It's just crazy. But I don't know if we need to be going that fast on these wheels. Let's see. Zeke says, I was given the same name as a country singer. Huh. Get that PC. I heard emotion in Roger's voice for the first time when you flew off the side of the mountain. Roger, I didn't even see your comment, and I started talking about that. But okay, let's go back. Get Dad says, I heard emotion in Roger's voice for the first time when you feel. We have been in other rides where people fly off the side of the mountain, and Roger cares for everybody that flies off mountains. And Roger is usually the one that goes down and is able to pick up a wheel from the bottom of a mountain and carry it back to the top. Him and others, I know New York Tarzan has done it, many others have done it, but you can always count on Roger being the first one to dive off of a mountain to get a wheel, and he's strong enough to do it. You know how on that ride, you know how hard it is to push a wheel on the trail next to you? Like earlier in that video, I was pushing the wheel and I was like, I was so out of breath, and I was like, why is it so hard just to push a wheel? And here he is, like, carrying and tossing and throwing wheels up from the side, from down. I mean, it's crazy, but it is one of Roger's specialties, and we are very grateful that he has that amazing capability to do stuff like that. So Roger says, what do you think of the new generation of wheels that can top crazy speeds never before seen in this sport? So yeah, I already started talking about that. That's funny. that you should mention it, Roger. Like I said, I don't know if we should be going, it's like, can we? Or is a question, should we? Should we be going that fast? If you want to be riding full leathers, which many people do, um, yeah, go for it. But here's the thing. One of the things with motorcycle riding is it's not the speed that kills you. It's the sudden stop. And with the motorcycles, a lot of us do what we call canyon carving, which is what we're doing when we ride up GMR and stuff like that. We're riding in the canyons, right? And the danger of that is flying off the mountain. The danger of riding on streets, cars, poles, parked cars, curbs, a good hit to the head with a curb can end you. And oh God, who was it that crashed? And then we talked about his crash, where he crashed his TSG and his head hit the curb in the TSG, and you saw blood like bubbling out of his mouth, and he showed those intense concussion. He couldn't stand. Severe concussion from that. That's from riding on the street and hitting a curb, right? I mean, and he wasn't even going that fast. So then you want to take these to higher speeds with lesser type gear, like the TSG helmet or the lesser gear that we wear for EUCs, and you're going to go immediately to 70 miles an hour and greater. I am immediately thinking of the dangers of it and how to protect ourselves from it and how we need to upgrade all of our gear. That they can go so fast is great, but then remember, in a crash, that is, if that goes cartwheeling, somersaulting, that is 100+ pound projectile rocket that is now tumbling out of control into pedestrians, cars, all that stuff. So more speed, more risk, more responsibilities, and more crashes, more publicity, more public eye, could lead to more quicker legislation of our sport. I mean, as long as we are in the not so fast range, right, then the authorities might see it fit to ignore us more. But the faster, more powerful, and more, if it turns into irresponsible things getting on the news, then so we've got to take this seriously and have some good thoughts about it. Let's see. Marty, when you make public videos, there will always be people who do inappropriate things. I've had issues too. People. What are we talking about? People who do who's doing inappropriate things? Squall Hard, racing leathers for sure. Eventually. Definitely full leather gear. Kenny. Roger is fun and full character. I like his videos. Roger's awesome. He's amazing. Roger's the man. He was bunny hopping all the points where people were walking their wheels past, right? Do you like how we're all walking our wheels and he's going like at 2 miles an hour and able to go do 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 do, like he has full control when he's on his wheel. It's amazing. Squall Hard. TSG though. TSG sucks. Hate TSG. Absolutely hate TSG. The only helmet that I have seen like instant acute concussion and I have symptoms with. I have been around people hitting their heads in the in the motorcycle world, in the equestrian world, people getting kicked in the head by 2,000-pound beasts, right? And not have the damage that people are suffering by crashing their EUCs at 10 miles an hour on a TSG. Doesn't make any sense at all. Absolutely crazy and unnecessary, ridiculous, absolutely avoidable, and just utterly ridiculous. A cheap Shoei helmet, $200 Shoei helmet, cheap basic Shoei helmet protects you way more than that. Other cheap brand helmets protects you way more than that. There is something wrong with the TSG, and I just have so much hatred for the TSG. Okay. Let's see. I had to jump off of my GitDat PC. It's really hard to say your name. I had to jump off my Commander Pro 50S at 40 miles an hour due to crosswinds I was fighting, pushing me into oncoming traffic. Wow. Marty says, I'm hoping for a V14 for Christmas. All I want for Christmas is a V14. I did not perform a graceful Roger slide either. We all need to practice being able to do the Roger slide. George, broke my neck on a mountain bike. EUC is much safer. Still can't ride wooden roller coasters. Wow. TSGs meant for fast skateboarding. Always good to use MotoDot approved helmets. Are there no EUC speed regulations in California? Nope. There is no regulations at all for EUCs in California that I know of, other than that we are regarded as, we're supposed to follow the rules as bicycles or e-bikes or something like that. But specifically for EUCs, no, they don't know about us yet. Don't do anything stupid is a general rule of thumb. Roger's still wearing the TSG. He wants to learn the hard way. Yes, Roger still wearing the TSG. Roger's his own person. He can do whatever he wants. He knows how I feel about it, but he is his own person, and he is able to get away with it because when have you ever seen Roger hit his head? So, so here's the thing. You can get away with not wearing a helmet and be perfectly fine if you just never hit your head. And so, yeah, Roger just never hits his head. He's just that good. Let's see. In Sweden, we're not allowed to ride EUCs at all. What is that? Sweden, Australia, right? Other places? Like, no, that's so sad. Stealth E-Rider says, I fell wearing a TSG a few years ago and I was unconscious for 5 minutes. Right? I have crashed, personally, multiple times on motorcycles going over 100 miles an hour. I've never lost consciousness. I have never had acute concussion symptoms. And I have never seen acute symptoms from anybody around me. Motorcycle world, horseback riding world, in all the years I have been alive doing dangerous things and being around groups of people that do dangerous things in dangerous sports. First time seeing this, TSGs in EUCs going 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. It doesn't even have to be fast is the point. Messing up their whole face. The whole point of having a helmet on is that you don't mess up your face. And people wearing TSGs, black and blue eyes, you know, hitting their nose, hitting their mouth. Their face is messed up inside a TSG helmet. What's the point? Yeah, let's see. We do it anyways. George says, remember Gary Bussey. Roger says, I don't think Gary Bussey remembers Gary Bussey. Lucky you. Wheelie Brady! Hey, you. Wheelie Brady's here. Get that. It seems like it's always perfect riding weather in California. 7 degrees for eternity. I'm jealous. Squall Heart says, it rains here. Yeah. It didn't rain that much this year, did it? Which then is a bad thing because then for us, we're facing droughts and stuff like that, and our water bills go up. All right, so I have been talking. It is 2 o'clock. I've been talking for 2 hours now. Um, we covered a lot of stuff. Yeah. Happy holidays to everybody. Should I start wrapping it up? Anybody has any other questions? Minimum gear. Oh, I did want to say about, I did want to talk about my gear. Um, minimum gear. Okay. And the gear that I have been using, I have been very happy with. You can see all of my gear videos. I did my gear video when I first began. And now I am towards the end of that, and I am still using all of the gear that I talked about when I first chose them. Now remember, I am experienced at researching gear and knowing what gear I want, and that's how I picked my gear in the first place and stuff like that. So I am happy to announce that everything that I picked, I am still using, and I still love them, and it's still good. I wear For the street, I wear the Scorpion EXO AT950 or AT960 helmet. It is the modular helmet that lifts up so I can still eat and drink and not have to take off my helmet. That is my street helmet. For my dirt helmet, I use the IXS Trigger FF helmet. But any of those other ones, the Pro Frames or the Bell has a good one, and the Pro Frame is a good one, and other ones are those off-roading helmets. Those are really good. I like those because they're lighter, they're very airy. With off-road stuff, you're usually going a lot slower, so you get hot. So I still use both of those helmets. For the comm system or music, the helmet comm system. I have FOD Sport on my dirt helmet. The speaker is kind of weak, but I can still listen to my music and hear my beeps. And for my street helmet, I have the Cardo, and I love the Cardo. It's been great for comms to each other riders, and also the music quality is great on that because it does use JBL speakers. My glove, I have the Reparo gloves. That's in all of this stuff I have videos about, and it's in my Amazon affiliate store. The Reparo gloves have the wrist, I can't think now, but it has those things. I don't use wrist guards. I think everybody else in the sport uses wrist guards, and I do not use wrist guards. I'm doing the opposite. Like everyone in the sport uses wrist guards, but not gloves. Me, I like my fingertips. So I use gloves and not the wrist guards. It has served me totally fine. I have hit this spot several times now, and it's gotten sore. It's still sore, and it's gotten sore and stuff like that, and it hurts. But I don't think I really broke it, or maybe it's broken. That's why it still hurts. But it's fine. I just figure the amount that I'm hitting it, it has to just get stronger. So, but yes, if I was wearing wrist guards, that would protect that more. But the whole thing of, if you don't wear wrist guards, you'll break your wrists, stuff like that. That might not be necessarily true, especially if you do have the wrist protection built into your gloves. And you also know not to brace falls with your wrists, because that is very dangerous. If you brace falls with your wrist, then the wrist guards definitely help. And if you want to do the Roger slide in a crash, which is very superior, he has proven it to be superior and completely effective many times, and it's on video and everything, so you can even watch that, then wrist guards is definitely the way to go for that. So that's what I use for my hands. Helmet. For my chest protector, I just want shoulder because I hit my shoulder, and then the chest guards are always good. Elbows and forearms are good because If you are not to brace with your hands like this, then you hit with your fists and with your forearms. And to have the forearm protection, then you have a landing spot. For my knees, I'm using the Liat dual access. That is a minimum. For people that are using other brands of knee padding, I don't recommend that. I've seen so many times people trying to go cheap with their knee padding and using the padding stuff instead of, I'll just say no, don't. Those don't seem to do so well. At the minimum, get the Liat dual access, and then there are the better ones above that if you want to get even more protected. For boots, I do still recommend protective boots as tall as possible. Mine are 8 inches tall. Like by tall, I mean how high they're going up your ankle. So you have the ankle protection, you have padding around your ankle, you're able to lace it up tight, and it has a thick, sturdy sole. I like the stable sole. Mine is steel-toed. Mine are construction boots. So construction boots are meant for protection from all angles. And I like having an aggressive tread so that I have stability. Let's see. That's all my gear. And of course, the motorcycle pants with Kevlar lining and padding, if you wish. And then on top of that, you can also wear the hip padding, which I don't use hip padding anymore. External chest protectors. I think that's it, right? I do use double insoles in my boots because foot injuries are a thing with EUC that has never been a thing with any of my other sports. And that's because since you're standing, if you leap off and land on your foot, you can hurt your foot. So extra shock absorption is very good. So I use footprint insoles, which are ranked one of the highest for absorbing shock, along with the insole that already came with the boot. All right. Oh yeah, it's supposed to start raining this week or next week. Wait, that's Christmas. It's going to be raining for Christmas. Let's see. Starik, hello. I don't understand English, but I subscribe to your channel, but I like listening to you and watching your videos and just looking at you. You're a very nice person. Thank you. Oh, aren't there things now that can do live, or am I thinking sci-fi videos? Live translation, like you can hold a device and then I can be speaking a language and then it can be shooting out your language back at you, like instant translation. Okay, the more I say this, the more I'm thinking that I saw this in a movie. Never mind. I want to get a modular for the same reasons. Steelbird, anyone? I slid on my Nike Vapor Max tennis shoes. All right, so I think that's it. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I've been talking a lot. My battery is now red with one little bar, so that is perfect. I have used up all of my battery. And we went over a whole bunch of different things. Thank you all for following me and supporting. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. Get me more subscribers. I don't know how to do it, so help. Let's see. Let's see, what else? Plans for the future. I guess I'll be in EUC for a little bit longer. We'll see how that goes. Thank you everyone for your support. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, it's been wonderful. I have loved this past year learning more about myself, meeting my friends, and getting, the Goonie crew, and then being able to share that with you guys. What I hope that people can see is not just EUCs. Well, from me. I mean, you can get, you know, from all sorts. We have all sorts of different characters out there, right, in this EUC world. But from me, I have a lot of. I talk about feelings and introspective things and worth, and then I want you to see the beauty in the flow of things and getting into the zone. And it's not just about who wins first place or who's the fastest or lap times and all that, that there's more to life than all of that. And to be safe and gear up and to have adventures with your friends and the camaraderie and the support and the love that we have in our community, you know, that is very special, very, very special. Let's see. Zeke, thank you, Don. Bye, Zeke. Stealth Rider says, keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome. Thank you, Stealthy Rider. Thank you for joining today. Who is the lead on subscribers? Probably Marty. Probably Marty. Although Chris Chaput apparently has over 80,000 subscribers, but that's for a skateboarding channel. So I don't know if that counts, but I don't know. But yeah, Marty definitely has gazillion subscribers. Spartacus, thank you for streaming and sharing helpful information with the community. Thank you, Spartacus. George says, now we need a Goonies t-shirt with all your writing mouse faces. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Love you all, and I will see you next time. Happy holidays. Bye. Okay, now I need to push a button to stop this. Which button do I push? Oh my gosh. All right, bye, guys.